estate sector is one of the largest contributors to the GDP growth of the world's leading economies. Fortune magazine estimates that the sector is worth $217 trillion. A significant portion of the Forbes list of African billionaires is also adduced to this sector. On this episode, Talk TV speaks with an African entrepreneur who presides over one of Nigeria's fast-rising real estate businesses. Welcome, Mr. Akinwumi Awoyode, Principal Partner, Property Max Limited. Mr. Akinwumi Awoyode, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having me.
Well, before we go into the business that you do in your office, would like you to give us an overview of the real estate industry globally.
Okay. Globally is a big context. So I'm going to take a developed country as an example. For example, in the United Kingdom, it's a general belief, even not only in the United Kingdom, real estate contributes to the GDP of every economy. That's a known fact. It's one of the macroeconomic factors that is used to measure the GDP of a country, maybe per quarter or per year. So in a country like United Kingdom, for example, how do you measure the prosperity of each year depends on how many buildings is coming up at what particular time of the year. For example now, there are many ways in which you can invest in real estate in a country like United Kingdom. There are alternative ways than the conventional way. You know, the conventional ways is either you buy a building, you let it out to tenants, or you buy a building, keep it for a while and resell it, or keep an agricultural farmland and stuff like that. But there are alternative routes in which you can invest in real estate in developing countries. For example, I'm going to mention just one point. There's something they call REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust. In a Western world or in the first world war country, for example, you can invest in real estate without owning a building. You don't have to own a building before you become a landlord. How do you do that? There are some companies like insurance firm and investment trust. What you do is you put your money into them like you buy share, and they invest your money in every part of real estate facet, from commercial to residential to agricultural farmland to petrol station to shop lots. Like Simidebi, for example, it's a good example. So when you invest, when they make gain, you make gain. You are a landlord, but you don't have a building. So that's an alternative route to investing in real estate in a developed country, for example. So another way of how the real estate has contributed to the economy of the United Kingdom. For example now, you know, London as a city itself is like a one-stop shop for everybody in this whole world. If you are rich in Nigeria, for example, you want to live in London. You want to have a building in West London, in South London, or stuff like that. And they are making money from it every day. So, globally, I think real estate in a country like United Kingdom has really contributed a lot to their economy.
So we hear of the mortgage business. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm not talking about mortgage this time. I'm talking about foreign investors bringing their money. Oh, you mean about REIT?
Yeah, you know, we're still looking at the real estate industry on a global level. And you have said that you're looking at it from the perspective of the developed world vis-a-vis the developing countries, African countries particularly, because this show is about entrepreneurship with Africans.
All right.
So let us look at the real estate industry globally and make a comparison with what obtains in our climes here.
I will still use a country like United Kingdom as an example, because when you are talking about developed countries of this world, it's either you mention United States or United Kingdom. Take it or leave it. They are the two developed countries of this world. It's either they are in number one or number two, or they interchange. So when I'm talking about real estate there, compared to what we have here, we still have a long way to go. We are growing, we're developing, but we have a long way to go.
What are the specifics that makes you come to that conclusion?
I'll give you an instance. If you're an estate agent in London, for example, and you just receive a call from an unknown landlord, now, hey, mister, I saw your website, I saw your flyer, I want you to manage my property. The property is in so address. Once he give you the address with the postcode, you just put it on your GPS and you drive there. In our own case, it's not like that. You need somebody that knows the environment. Maybe you have to get an Okada man. Do you know this area? Do you know this address and stuff like that? So things like database is even limiting our practice here. That is one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is...
So one aspect is absence of database.
Yes.
And you also told us earlier that You don't have to be a property owner to be an investor in the real estate market.
Yeah, you don't have to own a building, and you can own many buildings at the same time. So what you do is you buy shares from REITs, real estate investment trust companies. So when you put your money in them, it's like you invest in one and you invest in all. So they put your money, they are going to be the one that works for you. They put your money in half a set of real estate. When they make gain, you make gain. The more you invest, the more you get.
And we also hear of mortgage finance.
Yeah.
In those places which is not so well developed here. It's almost absent here.
I won't say it's absent.
Almost
It's minimal
absent.
to absence, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you say mortgage, it has to do with the prosperity of every country, for example. It's not only in Nigeria.
Mortgage finance.
Yeah, mortgage finance. You know, before a bank, it is bank that gives mortgage most of the time. You understand? In real estate, you see this building, I'm a banker, I want to buy it.
Yeah.
I will approach my bank. Can you guys lend me money to buy this building? Then it comes back to the issue of me. Who am I? How long have I been working? What's the security for my jobs? And so on and so forth. Because in a country like United Kingdom, you need like 20 years to pay back your mortgage.
Or even 35 in some instances.
So now, if something happens to you between, they're going to repossess your property.
Yeah.
Look at here. You can just wake up one day and your job has fired you. You won't even be able to log in your office. So what happens to your real estate? So those are the things bank here consider that limits them from approving people to get mortgage.
So the security issue.
The job security most of the time.
It's what actually is
Deters
responsible
us.
and
Yeah,
deters us from
achieving those
developing
goals.
our mortgage finance sector as it should be.
Exactly. It's one of the points.
Well, can you please tell us what the gaps are? You have experienced how this industry is practiced in the Western world particularly. Mm-hmm. And of course, I know that theoretically speaking, you also have good knowledge about how it's practiced in other parts of the world, in Asia, the Middle East, and even in South Africa next door, as we like to say in Nigeria. What are the gaps that you have identified in sub-Saharan Africa?
You see, if you are talking about gaps, there are loads of them, numerous ones.
Let's identify some of them.
Okay.
The critical ones.
I've told you about the database. It's really limiting.
Absence of
database. Corruption.
Okay.
I don't want to bring this topic on, but we still have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Corruption. For example now, in a country like United Kingdom, as an estate agent or estate surveyor or an estate management firm, if you are dealing with a client for mortgage, there's a conventional commission you have to collect conventionally. It is the bank that is paying the mortgage that pays you when they have approved the man's mortgage. You don't charge this guy extra. You dare not do it. But here, everything is polarized. I'll give you an instance. If you are
Could we say corruption is a gap, as it were, because the legal infrastructure is not so strong? The legal institution here is not as strong
I won't say
in those other places.
I won't say, you know, in this country, our laws are there, but they are not enacted.
Yeah, isn't that an indication that the institution is not
it's
strong?
It's more like, but you know, in real estate business, there's something they call transparency. There should be transparency. I'll give you an instance. You are a landlord. If you are a landlord now, you know, you're a big man, you are very rich, you don't have time. And maybe you have a driver, for example, who knows your in and out.
Yeah.
He knows you just have a building down the road. And you just do the, Kasali, I would like to sell this property off. I'm not even doing anything with it anymore. That moment, Kasali becomes an estate agent in Nigeria. Kasali will go to where he used to drink palm wine, beer and all that, tell his friend, Taju and all that. They become estate agents. Started sourcing for...
So that's another gap.
Yeah, that's another gap.
It's not well controlled.
No, lack of professionalism in the industry itself. So, like that becomes like a chain. If it is the third or the 10th guy that is bringing this buyer on board, all of them want to be present when the sale is being sealed. So all these things, and as a buyer, it gives you another mindset of, am I running into fraud? When this guy calls you in the morning and another guy is calling you in the afternoon and they're chasing you, they're just after the money. So the whole system is not, it's not systemized, if I may use that word. there is no technological way to do, how to go about it. Yeah. For instance, in United Kingdom, if you want to buy a property, after you have seen the property, the next step is for you to consult your bank for mortgage. It's what you can do by yourself. And if you have the cash to pay, you just take the postcode of the property, for example, go to what they call council, like our local government offices here. Yeah. You check who owns this property with the postcode and the name and everything. When they give you the report of the search, you can go ahead to make your payment.
Now, before we go into discussions as to your own personal experience in the real estate business, would like you to tell us about the different aspects that there is to real estate.
Okay. Real estate has come in so many aspects. We have the commercial real estate, we have the residential real estate, and we have the industrial real estate. For example, we are sitting in a commercial real estate. Okay. Hotels, shopping malls, petrol stations, shop lots, high street shops, or talk of it. Anything that is commercial is a commercial real estate, whereby you have numerous tenants and it's used for numerous purposes. That's commercial real estate. Residential is where you and I came from this morning. Yeah. Your house, your flat, my uncle's flat. Those are residential. They are called buy to let or build to let. The industrial ones are the agricultural farmlands, where you rear your cattle. All these farming land and all those, they are still real estate. Anything on this land is real estate.
Factory, workshops.
I'll call factory commercial real estate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Industrial is more or less like agricultural farmlands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. More or less like agricultural.
It's just a concept.
Yeah, it's just a concept. So it's a global world. When you mention real estate, it comes from all facets of buildings.
So we have the
residential,
commercial, and industrial. Yeah. Those are the three
major ones.
Major
Every other
aspects.
ones can come under them.
Like subcategories.
Yeah, like subcategory. Yes.
Coming up. But today we're talking about making a success of the real estate business. And you are not just a real estate professional, but you are also a businessman in the real estate industry.
Thank you.
Tell us the entry points in the real estate industry. Thank you for clarifying that for us. But we also hear of developers these days.
Okay.
Those who are not real estate practitioners, but they are business moguls, and they just want to venture into the real estate sector and cash in, as we say it in our mind.
Okay. I think we should thank God for their emergence.
Okay.
Probably in a country like ours, where Omonile is everywhere, we should just thank God that developers came.
How do you mean, sir?
Okay. What I mean is,
they are just doing their own business.
At the same time, they are helping the society. I will explain to you. You know, in Lagos today, if you buy a private land, when you supply a load of sand, some boys will come around and say, this is our forefathers' land and we want something. You just have to give it to them. Land grabbers. So they do this over time as your building progresses. Yeah. But now, talk about the developers. What they do is they will buy this land in parcel, in big, large volume, in acres, in hectares. There are lots of them around there. I don't want to mention names. Yeah. So what they do is they will buy this land.
You can mention names. You just pay us. We just send you an invoice.
I'm not going to market for anybody. I'm not a developer myself, so no point in marketing for them. So and they are not going to pay me anyway.
But developers are not real estate professionals.
They are stakeholders.
They can be, but they're not as such. They're just business moguls who just come into play in the industry. And you were trying to explain to us the role that they play, which is...
I've not finished the role.
Please go ahead with that.
Okay. You know, when they buy this land in big hectares, acres, and large volumes, they are big men. They know how to go about their paperwork and get the governors to sign the CFO. They probably buy this land and keep for over years, like 10, 15 years. And when, you know, the only thing that increases the proximity of real estate in this country is infrastructure. They have the governor is their friend, commissioners are their friend, ministers are their friend. They just
You can
talk
influence,
they can influence
infrastructural development.
This guy put road in this place.
The virgin area.
Yeah, put road in this place. And when there is road there, the land become a nut cake.
So the problem they're solving that we should be thankful to them.
They are solving a lot of problems.
Is that
they are bringing
one, they help us to bypass the
conventional Omonile.
The qualms that we face with Omonile.
Yeah.
They also help us with infrastructure development.
And again, they bring us the ambience, an environmental ambience like the Western world. For example, no developer will leave his estate just like anyhow. They do proper layout, drainage system, nice road, electricity tied, electricity all light, all lit in the night. They give them water supply, give them transformers. All these things are serviced. Like you just buy your plot and start building it. What kind of joy is that? Instead of going through, like if you buy
going through your money, going to search at the Ministry of Lands,
and taking your plans to the Ministry for approval, getting a surveyor, grading a road to your plot, building bridges, tying roads, making electricity poles, and still doing your borehole. You are like a chairman of a local government building.
So developers already taking care of that.
They have done that. Just come
and
it comes at a cost, not for a token.
That's what I wanted to mention. However, we appreciate the fact that you've been able to highlight for us the services that the developers render.
You're welcome.
But would you say that that's a lucrative area to go into in this country today?
If you are rich, that's the best. If you are rich, you don't need a license to become a developer in this country. As we speak, the business is open to all. What you need to do is look at the area where people are moving towards to, get there before them and wait. That is the concept. Look at the area where people are moving towards, get there before them and wait. I'll give you an example. Akobo Ojurin from Bashorun Road has been on the table of this governor for only God knows. So people keep buying the cars after Ujuni, after the army barracks and so on, further inside. With the hope that one day something will come up there. Some people have kept the land for about 10, 15 years. Yeah. So, and our government, when on the eve of the election, Nigeria is like America. They will do roads, they will do electrification. So they are bringing trailers to clear that road now. So there will be so many developing estates springing up in that place. This time next year, you will see how many is coming up.
I think one of these days we'll have to bring.
And you don't even know who influenced the road in the first instance.
You will not know. One of these days we'll bring a developer onto the program to come and give us the nitty-gritty of how the business is conducted.
I hope that you have the time.
But today we're talking about making a success of the real estate business. And you are not just a real estate professional, but you are also a businessman in the real estate industry.
Thank you.
Tell us the entry points in the real estate industry.
To professional real estate or the investment side?
Professional, sir.
Okay. Professionally, you don't have to study real estate management in the university, polytechnic or anywhere before you can become a real estate professional. As a matter of fact, there are lots of them on the street of Ibadan, calling themselves agents and stuff like that.
On the streets of cities in Africa?
Yes, cities. Maybe
across the African continent.
I've not been to any other part of this.
I have been to a number of African countries. And
I've only been in South Africa, and I didn't even relate with their real estate people. Okay. But I saw them in Lagos, I've seen them in Kaduna, in everywhere. So what they do is, there's unemployment in this country. Yeah. We don't want to take our eyes off that. So if you have sound mind, honest, and you have integrity, this business is for you. What I mean by honesty is that you will see money, to be honest with you. But you can be a practitioner today, and tomorrow you might be in prison. I'll give you an
client's money.
Yeah, I'll give you an instance. There's a woman who came into my office. She wanted to buy a plot of land. She brought a lawyer, a so-called lawyer. And the lawyer, just because he heard about the commission involved, took this woman elsewhere. The woman brought this lawyer on board just to take care of the legal aspect,
the contractual aspect.
God bless you. He took him elsewhere to his co-boys. They duped this woman of 4 million naira. The case is in the AFCC now. The lawyer, if he's not in prison, I think he should be returning the money.
So the entry point into the industry is not controlled in a
No,
strict sense.
of course it's controlled, but there are many aspects to the professional itself, to the profession itself. You know, you have the estate surveyors and valuer, which I am. You have the real estate agent. You don't need anything to become a real estate agent. All you need is yourself and the readiness. How do you go about it? You just be taking properties from landlord and be managing it for them, collecting their rent, disbursing it to them, receiving client complaint, relating it to the landlord, advising the landlord about upgrades and all that. This country laws allows you to do that. As a matter of fact, you will see so many people calling themselves agents. After they collect your rent, they are off till next year. This country allows you to do that. But when you
So that's for real estate agents.
real estate agent that just manage the tenancy.
And I can bet that we have a lot of charlatans in that area.
A lot.
But what are the other entry points?
Okay, for the other, if you really want to be a professional, like for example, we have so many people that say they are accountants. How many people are chartered? So if you really want to be a sanctified real estate agent, then you have to go through the process of National Institution of Estate Surveyor and Valuers Board. That's NAHIF. In this country, you have to take exams, they have to ratify your certificate, you have to go through, the process are online, they have a website, so which you have to do. If you become a chartered surveyor from them with that board, then you are licensed to value a property. For example now,
you have a seal.
You have a seal like an accountant, like a lawyer seal, for example.
So to operate as a professional, recognized professional,
you need to go through that route.
You need to go through that route.
Yeah.
What if you just go to the university or any of the tertiary institutions to study real estate or estate management? Isn't that sufficient
to some
for
point,
you to be recognized as a professional?
I will answer the questions with, if you go to a university and study medicine, does that make you a doctor?
No.
It doesn't make you a doctor.
Even if you study law in the university,
you still have to go to the law school.
You still have to
So
go to the law
these
school.
professions ask for that regulate them. Because as a matter of fact, our university only teach the theory. The practical is in the field itself.
Yeah.
So this board is comprising of all professionals, people that have worked in this industry for 30 years, that brings the idea on board. They are the examiners, they are the ratifiers. They set you.
So they enrich you.
They enrich you. They imbibe the spirit of this profession in you. Then you become
so they will have enriched you before they unleash you
of course.
on the society.
Coming up.
I'm still not satisfied.
Okay.
With due respect, sir.
All right.
With due respect. How do you prospect for business? Now, what about acquiring know-how about the practice itself?
Acquiring know-how about the practice. One, we've discussed.
You told us about exams and the processes that have been lined up by the NISV.
To certified professionals.
Besides those two, what are the other avenues by which an individual can acquire know-how about the industry practice?
Okay. For example now, there's another avenue. If you work with a real estate firm, you don't have to be a real estate man to work in a real estate firm, because real estate itself is a global, is a big industry.
Okay.
We have the marketing, we have the finance, we have the administrative, we have the management, we have almost every aspect of life in real estate. So for example, if you work with a company called, for example, if you work in my company now as an accountant, you can learn the process with time.
Okay.
Because you are a chartered accountant for a real estate management firm. So every day-to-day activity, you will see it, you'll be on feed by yourself. So that could help you as well. Or you take courses in NAHIF, or better still, you take a degree in real estate. It all depends on you. So there are three ways you can do it. It's either you go through the certification process, or you go through the university or college of education or polytechnic, or you go through a real estate company as a practical.
Like a form of apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship, God bless you.
While you're still working for the company.
Yes.
What about if I decide to just go and read up stuff on real estate and practice?
No.
Wouldn't that help me? Wouldn't that take me far?
You and I know what we study in the university, for example. How many of it are we using in today's life?
Yeah, but
they're applicable, I know.
I bet there are books that one can acquire on different spheres of human endeavors today.
I know.
And still
but
get quality information.
If you are starting a business, for example, you want to be aware of the challenges that you face, uncertainty that you face, innovations that you face, competition that you face, changing government policy that you face. How do you manage that if you have not gotten a coach?
Don't they say that you learn on the job?
You learn on the job, but when a challenge comes that you have not experienced before, how do you take charge of that?
So apprenticeship is critical.
It's critical. You know, that is why when we finished the university, they said we must do 1 year NYSC.
Yeah.
It's only because these days we are not posted to our field of study anymore. They are posted to schools majorly. So if you take that 1 year in your field of study, it's enough to imbibe in you the concept and the practice of your profession itself. That 1 year is enough for you. So it can help you to kickstart. The time you learn as.
But it won't take you far.
No, it won't take you far.
So what you're telling us now is that if you really want to practice as a professional in the real estate industry,
you need to go through the process.
You need to go through the process of the NISV.
And if you want to go beyond this concept, the shore of this country, you need to take advanced certification in the country you are going to.
If you want to be a borderless professional.
Borderless professional.
Can you do that while residing in Nigeria? Or you have
Of course you can do it. Like Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyor now, my degree that I have in Masters is from Edinburgh University. Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyor ratifies that.
Okay.
So, for me to take a course to become a Chartered Surveyor from this organization, my degree is already accepted.
Okay.
I need to go through 2 years route.
A UK degree?
A UK degree is already accepted.
What's the alternative if you don't have a UK degree?
I think they have like 3 universities they ratify in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
Which I'm not really, I think Unilag, OAU and UI. I'm not really that sure of that. So, but if you go to, not all UK universities are approved by them. Don't get it wrong.
I recognize.
So, they come like a certification process. They come to see your classroom, to see the lecturers, see their certificate, to see that you can really provide them what they really want before they give the university the seal.
Let's look, for a woman to conceive and deliver a baby, there's a gestation period.
Of course.
In this industry, for you to really be like an Iroko tree, as it were, what is a normal average gestation period? I want to learn, I want to, not necessarily through the 4 walls of the classroom.
That's going to put you in a box anyway.
Work, and then go through the Institute of State Surveyors and Valuers of Nigeria, for instance. What is the average gestation period, if you're smart, for you to actually become big?
You know, to be successful in life, you don't have a tenure.
True.
Success is a process and it's not a destination.
True.
So it's a process itself. So it depends on how far you want to go. If you want to limit yourself to an estate agent, of course in 3 months you're going to be one. But if you want to be a professional estate surveyor and valuer, it takes process. And after you have this certificate, there are something they call CPD, Continuous Professional Development. You still have to develop yourself over time because innovations are coming, technologies are coming, the way they do. Look at, for example, I think only myself and a few of us around there use drone to shoot video for our real estate business. If I have a big practice, I take my drones there, I shoot video. Some people will come across and say, what's that? Is that a helicopter? So that means it's a new technology.
Yeah.
The men that are doing it before, it's not that they cannot do it better than I do. But I'm bringing technology into it. I'm going to conferences, I'm going to seminars, I'm taking certification. I'm doing all this to keep my business alive, to be in the field for a very long time. So it depends on how far you want to go. If you really want to, the limit of your ability is where you set them.
But on the average, before I go out on my own, if you're going to advise, how many years do you think I should be in apprenticeship, as it were?
You don't need, depends. It depends on your readiness. If you are with the right team,
2 years be sufficient?
Within 2 years, or even within 1-2 years, you should be able to say, okay, fine, I can handle some sections of real estate. But there are some sections you can't really handle in 2 years. Like the surveying and the valuation one. Those ones are technical.
Well, let's go into your own business now.
Thank you.
because we've been talking about the industry all this while.
All right.
But this program is about celebrating businesses. It's about gaining insightful knowledge about the processes that
I must commend your effort for that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We appreciate it. So, what informed your choice of this career? At what point did you decide that it was going to be real estate professionalism? That's the industry you want to play in?
Okay. I started this profession in 2009. I finished my uni in 2008. We started with a family real estate portfolio, just a few number of houses that my father has.
Okay.
Managing them because we have had series of scenarios with the so-called agents. Sometimes they collect rent, they won't even disburse it. And this guy is getting old. He's about 75 years by then. So I said, guy, how long are you going to be calling these guys and chasing them after your home?
Did you study estate management?
In my first degree, no. I had physics and mathematics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I said, what's this guy doing that cannot do better? We just take it as arbitrarily. You know, I'm not doing it for money. So whatever thing I can bring on board is acceptable. Yeah. So I gathered a few of my brothers, we go around, clean this house when they are empty. We advertise it through chalkboard and writing in posters. We took tenants there, show them. When they show interest, we give them photo fee, we collect their back. So I now discovered that I was doing it more better and more professional. You know, whatever you had education to is always better than the guy next door. So then I told myself, why not take a master's degree in this? Because I already have the passion already. The passion is already there. So I said to myself, I'm going to take a master's degree in this, and I'm not going to take it in Nigeria. So that was what fueled my going abroad to take a master's degree in real estate management and investment. So when I came, even when I was there, the results were good and all that. If I really want to pursue to get a job in United Kingdom, I will really get one. But then I said, whatever I learned in this place, I must take it back home because our market is already saturated. I see myself as somebody who is changing the world in my own little way. Okay. Because if you have come across me in any dealing in this real estate business, there's one fact you will take away: honesty. And
so for you, it's about adding value.
Values, yes, adding
and
value.
Integrity is key.
And changing the conventional ways of doing this business.
Okay, what about mentors? Are they easily available?
In our firm, in our industry.
In this industry?
Yeah.
Would somebody want to mentor you to compete with them?
I think
in the true sense of the word.
This market is global. It's too big for somebody to say you are going to compete with them. Let me tell you one thing. Nigeria is 180 million today. Yeah. And they say we're going to be 500 million in 2030 maybe. Do you know how many houses are coming up? Every day. Every day. Yeah. This place we are now, 3 years ago maybe it was in Bush. So the concept of competition mentor-mentee is one avenue by which you can grow the business. It's already settled. The market is big enough for everybody. How do you conceptualize a marketing plan? I know that you are very active online. On social media. And social media. Digital marketing. Yeah, digital marketing. Yeah. I know that you don't joke with it. But why do you think many of your peers are not seeing the value, the value that digital marketing can add to their business? Because I don't see a lot of real estate players doing that, especially those who are well established. That's why I said, you know, it depends on you as a person, how far you want to go. Okay. And how well you want to play. And how well you want to play. You can be a doctor today, and in the next 100 years, you might not be able to practice no more. In the next 10 years, I mean. Because this world we have changes in nanoseconds. Yeah. What you know yesterday is not what's coming on board today. New diseases are coming every day, and you need to prepare yourself for the challenges. Okay, let me come down, because it seems as if you're trying to protect your trade secrets. I've asked this question now 3 times, and you've gone around to tell me in ways that I'm still not satisfied. Okay. With due respect, sir. All right. With due respect. How do you prospect for business? You have to have a plan first. You have to have a plan. In marketing.
In Property Max, which is the firm where you are a principal partner,
Okay.
how do you prospect for business?
Okay. First thing, like I say, is we imbibe professionalism.
Yeah.
We imbibe integrity and honesty.
Yeah.
And then we make sure that we retrain ourselves
Constantly.
We are not stagnant. We are not stiff in one place. So we are there, we are here, we are taking chances, we are taking opportunity, and we are ready for the challenges ahead. So all these things sum together makes a businessman. So you don't just sit there and
so
say...
for you, when you exude or exhibit integrity,
professionalism,
integrity,
and retrain yourself.
Those values will help you to attract customers,
yes,
and retain them.
Yes.
So for you, a very strong customer retention strategy
is my key.
Integrity, professionalism,
God bless you.
And honesty. You've also said that when you train yourself, when you're on top of your game continuously,
nobody can push you.
Then people are going to recognize value.
And you're going to get referral from far and wide.
And that will attract referrals from different places.
Yes, because in real estate, sorry to cut you short.
No, it's
in real estate, if you treat one guy right, you have treated 10 guys right.
True.
It's going to take
and that applies to every business.
So why do you need to do any other marketing, print marketing? You transact a business of 30 million with me. Probably your peers are millionaires as well. And I've treated you right. You told them about me. I'm having 10 more. Those 10, I treat them right. I'm having 100. Come on, it's a circle. It's a chain. It goes on and on and on.
So
and on.
Word
so
of
when you
mouth.
apply professionalism.
So word of mouth is very key in this business. Word of mouth. If you treat me well, you rely on me. Referrals.
It's not only word of mouth.
Well about you.
You have to show what you're up to. You know, it's practical. It's not just theoretical. It's practical. If you are good, you will be able to display it. If you are not good, people will know instantly. So if you are a fraudulent guy, you can run this business for 1 year and you pack up.
So, in addition to all the aforementioned, investing in innovation and technology, in your opinion, because you mentioned earlier, that also helps to attract customers. Because I imagine, as a real estate firm, using drones to capture your property and prospect.
I've showed.
The first time that
I got so many customers through that, people who are collecting my card on that day.
Yeah, because for me,
it's not what you see every day.
It's not an everyday thing.
That's why I'm made by professionalism and staying on top of your game. Attending conferences and seminars. And tomorrow there might not be drone no more. Maybe something else is coming. So you have to be prepared for that challenge and be ready to take the opportunity as well.
You have to be prepared for the challenge and be ready to take the opportunity.
You have to be flexible when you are doing business. You don't stay in one place. When they say something is happening higher than the level you are, you must be ready to take the challenge. If you lose, you try again. If you lose, you try again until you get it.
Coming up.
Business is about selling.
Yes.
Every other thing is
just underneath
to support the selling. What are the strategies that you have adopted as an organization to retain customer loyalty? Because repeat purchase is the secret of sustainable business.
Yeah.
Now, using drones and investing in automobiles, as you said, to prop up the business and let people know that this is a successful business, so that if you're handling properties worth billions of naira, people are going to think, oh, this one is not likely to run away with my money.
My money, yeah.
Besides doing those, don't you think that there could be a downside to it? And let me explain. People might think that you will be expensive.
Okay.
Oh, this one that is using drone. Because I remember back in the 80s, these shutter glass doors were just novel. There were things you think of in Buckingham Palace. And I remember when my mom installed one in a shop there, we just realized that a lot of people were not coming to buy frozen chicken anymore because she had a frozen food shop in the 80s.
Oh, yeah?
And she just installed a glass door, installed air conditioner.
So they thought
the price didn't change,
but they thought
because I stayed in the shop for her a couple of times then. The price didn't change, but people just weren't coming. So when we did our investigation, I lived in a big town, but where everybody knows
each other.
Ile-Ife is where I grew up.
That's my hometown too.
Oh, beautiful!
I came from
fantastic. I'm no wonder you are doing so well.
I thank you. That's a compliment.
Those of us who grew up in Ife seem to be doing very well.
Okay, we appreciate God for that.
We thank God for that. And so we started to ask people on the streets, why are you not coming to say,
if you saw we
what you have done there now? My mom had to go and remove the glass door after a while because people need to start coming. Yeah. They said AC, glass door.
Your food is going to be expensive.
Go and buy frozen chicken somewhere else. So are you not afraid that all these investments in technological innovations that your company has imbibed and is in use, that it might send people away from your doorstep?
From the other side of the story, people are inquisitive. They want to know. Real estate business is not like buying cars or buying bread on the road. It's different. When you have a property for residential, for example, buy to let, you have invested money in it. And you want your money back. And it's not a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4 years. It's about stretch over 20 years.
Yeah, decades.
So within you that without getting a good manager, you're not going to get money back from that investment. So you don't need every other guy on the street. You need a professional. Within yourself. So seeing this guy with flying drones and all that will make you inquire more.
So if I understand you, and please correct me if I'm wrong, when you are convinced that a particular action will help your business, do not worry about
you don't have to go back.
Just move into it.
What you need to do is, you need to see the traffic that comes after the action. For example, when I was shooting the drone, 2 men came out of their houses. Said, wow, what are you doing with that? I said, I'm capturing this out. Wow, is that a helicopter? I said, no, it's a drone. It's a technology for me to capture from different angle, from area view. He said, oh my God, can you capture my estate in Lagos? They are inquisitive.
You got businesses from that.
And I got the contact and we started doing business. And when they come on board, they have a mindset already that you're going to be expensive. But when they now meet something different, they feel at home. When you now say to them, for all this service I'm rendering you.
Are you telling us that with all this innovation,
we don't add to charges?
That it doesn't add to your...
Never. We are just using it to boost our business. See, to make gain in business, you don't have to look at one client alone. If you have to make 100,000 naira and you have 10 clients, you make 10,000, don't you? Instead of sticking to one, to make 100.
Instead of trying to squeeze one client.
In
the process, it might run away.
You might run away. But when you have 10,000 in 10 places, you have 10 clients already. Who are going to bring more 10? Probably. 10 turns to 200, and so on and so forth. So if you plan your strategy of making your gain in this business, I'm not here for the money. At a point in time when you build your business to a certain level, you become an household name. When you become an household name, I'll give you an example. Look at when you mention noodles, Indomie. It becomes an household name. They don't even need that.
To Urban Vita,
some companies have come along the line. They try to push them back, but they can't push them because they've already become an household name. They've established the brand. They have their pillar, all West. When people know you with one value, they will always recommend you to Jesus Come.
So you're advising business players, entrepreneurs, to be far-sighted,
not just short-sighted. God bless you.
To see themselves as
you stretch your investment over years, decades. It's not a business. You are not running this business with an expiry date, unless you have an expiry date for your business.
I once consulted for a client who has a phrase. He's always saying, "I'm a marathon runner, not a sprinter." Because so whatever he's doing, even if he's buying pencil, stationaries, for the company.
It has to be
He's
sustainable.
thinking ahead. He's not thinking about 3-6 months. He's thinking 5-10 years.
You see, how is this thing going to be?
Yeah.
That is how to do business. You have to have a longer business plan, because your business has not come with an expiring date, of course.
How do you think this suggestion, or is it expression, how do you think it will sit with this generation? Because we're in a microwave generation. They want it sharp, like they say.
Yeah, you see, if you are doing business for money, you're probably going to have the money, but the business is going to pack up. And the business is going to pack up.
Like I always say,
there are guys that
if
can
you do it sharp, you get sharp results.
And you come back sharp. They said...
So you're up today, you're down tomorrow.
Yeah. They said, easy come, easy go. So, but if you are building an household name, it takes it's a process. Like I said, success is not a destination, it's a process. It's a journey. So you have to walk through the thing at thing. We are talking about business plan, marketing plan. You don't even talk about other challenges you face in the business.
We will come to that.
Yeah, so there's a bit of everything that makes up the business itself. So yourself, your personality, you have to be disciplined, you have to know your value, you don't have to derail from it, you have to know your core reason why you are in the business. If you are doing it better than other guys on the road, you will always get clients. Forget
you will always get clients.
The market is there.
Wow.
People will build house on daily basis. They just want this trusted guy who they can. I'll give you an instance. There's a landlord. There's a landlord I have.
Please.
She's a nurse in the United States. I'll keep her name secret for privacy.
Yeah.
She gave me this property in New Garage, big house. Do you know? After she has gone through our website, before she called me from United States, she has gone through our website. She has seen our posts. She called me. She said when she's back, she want to see me. I went there. I saw her. She explained the problems she has been having with tenants, and I said, "Okay, are you ready for change?" That was the question. And she said that was why she called me. She said she has seen my profile. She saw that I'm a professional, can handle this. How can I come to her rescue? What do I want to pinpoint? She gave me everything, the order to carry out the business. Do you know, since last year, I've collected her rent. Her phone number has not gone through, and nothing is shaking her money with me. You understand? So this has to do with the honesty and integrity. If she calls me tomorrow or she answers phone tomorrow now, her money is there.
Business is about selling.
Yes.
Every other thing is just
underneath
to support the selling. You've told us how you prospect for customers.
Yeah.
And you've also told us how your employees participate and contribute to the process.
Yeah.
What are the strategies that you have adopted as an organization to retain customer loyalty? Because repeat purchase is the secret of sustainable business.
Yeah.
If you're always prospecting for new customers, you're not ready to grow as a business.
That means you're not even doing nothing. Exactly. Because as a matter of fact, to keep old clients is easier than to get new one. I'll give you an instance. In real estate, we call something referrals. You are not really keeping the old guy. If you do it well, you are getting more referral from him. I have a landlady around this area, Agodi Gardens there. She has told people our gospel, more than 10 people through her. We have gotten more than 10 clients. It is because of the way we treated her. See, we don't disappear when the last piece of papers are signed. So we are part of you in the process. If we let you a room, we make sure we stay with you to the end of your tenancy period. To the extent that if you have complaint, we are always there to respond. Whatever we say we will do in the agreement, we are always doing it.
So within 24 hours?
Outside working hour, we cannot do anything.
Okay.
But even on weekend, we respond to your queries. Like, all these things motivate clients. You can go on our website. There are testimony from buyers, from sellers, from clients.
If you mention out your website again,
I'm not going to mention. I'm not telling you the website name anyway. So what I'm saying is that
kidding, actually.
When you are telling the truth, there should be evidence.
True.
Truth is always white. It doesn't have maybe green on this side. Right? It's always plain white. Yeah. So if you have been in contact with my client, you will know that.
So there's follow-up after the transaction.
Yes, we don't run away after the last piece of paper.
But you're painting a rosy picture here. Is it all rosiness? Haven't you had a dissatisfied customer at some point?
Jesus, we just had one yesterday.
Wow.
We just had one yesterday. You see, in this country, it comes to the fact that of who we are as a person, as an individual. We don't keep to the contractual agreement in this country. Even if you and I has something binding us together, we just see it as something we sign and keep. The content of that paper, we don't keep it to heart. This is a man that I've been doing stuff for since 2016. He gave me a house to sell somewhere in Ibadan here. I spent our personal company money up to 100,000 to renovate that house because I know one day we will sell it and I will take my money back. We had an agreement. But he gave me another property, just 2 flats to manage. You know the day the tenant paid, this man changed from the man I used to know. He said, I've been hustling for this guy since 2016.
Wow.
We only got somebody to say, I'm interested in that flat because it's a far away place. Last 2 weeks, since 2016, and he said he's only ready to pay me after the 2nd year of management. I said, who does that?
And you have a contract.
And we have a contract. And he was saying, and the contract, he told me that. I said, send me the copy of the contract. He was sending me the copy of another building's contract. I said, this is for another. He said, okay, that is by the way. Come to think of it. But if you are a businessman, you must be a problem solver. First of all, when a problem comes like that, it's a case study to me. I want to learn from it. And I want to make sure that that problem skyrockets me higher than where I used to be. Because I see every problem as an opportunity to learn something more and develop myself. I'm not going to say, okay, fine, go away. Or, no. All customers will be kept, no matter, regardless. So I'll make sure I analyze the problem and I'll solve it to the best of my ability. And I'll make sure at the end of it, because in the aspect of real estate management, there's something they call dispute resolution. So it's a key subject in it. So if you have taken all these courses and all that, so why do you have to shy away from it? There are issues whereby you have 10 tenants in a building, and there will be fight between Mr. A from flat B, Mr. A is marrying Mr. B's girlfriend and all that. You have to go there and settle it, because if they fight and somebody is being killed in the process, for you to get that house back on market, it might take you 4 years, 1 year. So you don't want that to happen. So you have to be present. You have to be a problem solver. Every day you face challenges. Not every business will be rosy. There's nothing greener on the other side.
So your own approach to handling dissatisfied customer is
by dispute resolution.
Dispute resolution strategy. Before we let you go, related to selling is bookkeeping. How do you handle your accounting system?
We have a department for that in my firm. It's called booking.
What's the structure like?
Now, we are doing it the conventional system way, by recording daily activities, expenses against the income, the normal cash book account for now, because that's what we can do. But now I'm trying to invest in a software that will help me do it. These are sold by auditors from Chartered Accountants Institute. So when I have this software, it makes my bookkeeping more easier. So you just slot the system, and at the end of the year, it makes it easier to even file your tax return. Instead of carrying papers in volume, from January to January is a big paper.
It is.
So that's why I said we don't just stand in one space. We move with the pace of time and technology. So we are trying to invest in technology to advance our bookkeeping strategy.
Before we let you go, can you share with us your future growth strategy? 3, 5, 10, 15 years.
So you want to know our secret? Okay, our growth strategy is that we want to conquer this state, which we are doing a lot, and we want to go beyond the shore of this region, which is the southwest. We want to go to the north, we want to go to the east, and we want to bring the gospel outside the shore of Nigeria. That's why we say ourselves. We want to become.
You have said so much without saying anything specific. I understand. You don't want to let us into your trade secrets, Mr.
But we hold on to our honesty, integrity, and professionalism.
You can say that again. You can say that again. We've been having a lively conversation with Mr. Akin Awoyode.
It's my pleasure.
A real estate practitioner, professional, And I believe that it's been a very stimulating conversation with the viewers at home there. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
My pleasure, sir.
We hope to call on you again.
I'll be happy to be on this
and
program.
And like we
anytime.
always say, see you at the top.
Thank you so much.
That's it on this episode. Thanks for being there with us. Bye for now.